Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to some crazy Kitty Pryde gameplay. So Kitty is my first ever 6-star champion at rank 4. As you can see in my profile, my one and only. It took me up to 14,000 prestige. I feel like I know Kitty Pryde quite well now after playing her so much, and I wanted to do like a crazy compilation of boss fights with her for this video. So I started in 7.1, but it takes a while. It takes a while to get all this gameplay. So I was like, you know what? Why don't we just upload 7.1 first? See how you guys feel about it. If you like it, if you want to see more, let me know. We can definitely do more. I've already got some into 7.2. But yeah, so we're just going to start with this. There are a total of 18 bosses in here. And there's only one that we don't end up fighting. Slight disclaimer. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into 7.1.1. And it's that Yooo. He will be the first boss that we take on. That's class disadvantage. So let's go ahead and get started. So there's tons of bosses and there's so much different stuff going on. So here we have Foresight Rich get richer. I think I went through those notes so fast. I think there's super masochism here or something like that. So a lot of nodes going on, but you're going to see with Kitty Pryde, we end up playing a lot of these fights quite similar. A lot of them end up turning out the same way. It doesn't really matter too much about the nodes when we're playing Kitty Pryde. So yeah, there's going to be a lot to talk about, a lot of stuff with Kitty Pryde, but it's also going to be repetitive. A lot of these fights are going to look similar because it's the same strategy I use for a lot of them. So you see right there, this was when I discovered that whole Kitty Pryde trick, my #1 tip that I made a video on a while ago. When I made that video, I was in the process of doing a lot of these fights, and that's doing so many of these boss fights, and I also use Kitty Pryde for a lot of the lane fights to get to a lot of these bosses. I discovered even more new and cool things that she can do, and just kept learning lots of stuff about her and just getting better with her, which is great. So for these longer fights, I like to go for the special 3, get that really long passive incinerate. Now I'm just rebuilding up my prowess. Boom, I'm going to go ahead and drop a special 2 with the Foresight Fury. Does some pretty solid damage, and as you can see, we take no damage whatsoever from recoil. Kitty Pryde is the best recoil countering champion in the game because she can do it on her own, straight up, without any synergies or anything. So boom, there we go. First boss done. Easy. 100% health. Alright, let's up the difficulty a little bit. Next up, we have a Black Widow Deadly Origin. I remember doing this fight initially. It was a little annoying. So here we got Bullet Time, Stun Vulnerability, and Tenacity. So Bullet Time, it's weird. It's got stuff to do with like evading and stuff. But I'm not really worried about it. I'm just going to try to play Kitty. I'm not going to try to play toward the nodes. I'm just going to try to play towards Kitty. Play on her strengths. So the fight just started, and as you can see, we're already at max prowess. It's so easy to get prowess with her. It's so easy to get the initial 3, and then as soon as we get to 10 with Tigra, we're just permanently unblockable. So boom, right there you see you can actually totally bypass special 3s with Kitty without even having to use your own. I was testing that a lot because I've always been scared to do that, especially in places like Alliance War and stuff. But you go in, you hit one time, and then you just stop. And you'll have a little bit of time left on your phase. And if you have an aggressive AI, they should be throwing their special 3. So here, as you can see, we're getting hit a little bit. That's okay. It's okay. We're gonna try to make the comeback here. Unfortunate things happen. As soon as I use my special 3, I ran out of prowess. So that's the most dangerous times when playing Kitty. And of course, that's usually when I make mistakes with her. Is during that dangerous time. But here we've gotten back up to our 10 prowess, and now it's okay to make mistakes. It's fine. Just can't make too many because we are pretty low on health. So boom, right there you see she evaded. We got all that BS on us, but boom, throw my special 2. She's dead. We're in a terrible spot right there. Boom, throw my special. She's gone. We're fine. It doesn't matter. We're all good. We found a way. So another boss fight done. That one definitely didn't come out of there at 100%, but it's going to be boring if we come out of every boss fight at 100%, right? It's more eventful if we don't. So next up here we have a Black Widow Clairvoyant. I didn't even have a chance to read the notes here, but I don't. Oh, I think this is Footloose. Is this the boss I'm thinking of? I think she had Footloose. Let's see. As soon as she throws a special, we'll know more. Here, trying to bait the special out. Yeah, this is the Footloose one. Okay, yeah. So Footloose is pretty annoying. With Kitty, you can go in for one hit and then safely. Guaranteed one hit safely and back out. Doesn't matter if you hit her unstoppable, doesn't matter if she evades. If you're only going in for one hit, you have more than enough time to get out of either of those situations. So yeah, we're just playing slow, taking a couple missed hits here and there, trying to push her to special 2s because I don't want her to become special 1s. Here I'm trying to get her to her special 3. I'm going to push her to her special 3 with my special 3. This is the really safe way to go about tanking special 3s. The other way that I showed you before, it's definitely not safe. It's definitely a lot more risky, but still doable. So here, I should have thrown my special 2 right there. I meant to throw it, I'm pretty sure, but the phase kind of ran out before I got my finger to the button. But definitely should have thrown that special there. Probably would have killed her, but it's okay. Here, I get hit some more. Again, it's okay. We got lots of health to work with. We're just going to end up throwing our special 3. Only have 9 prowess, but whatever, should do some good damage. The fight would have been over if I just threw my special 2 there. But here you see we just take a bunch of missed hits. She's just dealing damage to herself. That's one of Kitty's actually really unique way to deal damage over time, by just standing still after your special 3. They can do a lot of damage to themselves, especially if it's a really aggressive opponent. And yeah, she's dead. Nothing super flashy with special 2s there, but we got her down. Footloose, not too much of a problem with Kitty. Now this next fight, this is, I want to say this a bunch of times, but this is one of my favorite fights in this video. So I remember this Rhino just being such a pain, and then I remember reading the notes, and I'm like, I think Kitty could crush this. So we have Tantrum, Power Shield, Matador. So Tantrum is something that's going to deal damage to us. I'm not even sure how. Bubble Shield's annoying, Power Shield's annoying. You have to throw specials. That's the only way to really deal damage here. And then there's also Matador. So Matador is actually a good node here, because actually I like Matador. It's power struggle that I hate. But with Matador, it's just you bait a special from them, and then boom, you get a bar of power. And in some matchups, like, you can actually get way more power. So you see, Kitty is actually pretty good for fighting Rhino because she can intercept his dash. You see, we get a miss, then we can go for a regular combo, especially if we're at that 10 prowess, we're unblockable, so we don't have to worry. So Kitty Pryde, best Rhino counter confirmed? I don't know. I don't know about the best. Probably a slow champion's the best, but she's pretty good for it. So got off our special 3 just to get that Incinerate going, deal a little bit of damage. It's not dealing much, but it's mainly just to bring up our temperature, because the more temperature we have, the more damage we're going to be doing. So here I just go for my special. I'm not even at max prowess, but I figure, you know, bubble shield and stuff, just throw it. Does some pretty good damage. And here you can see we're unblockable after having thrown our special 2. And then here just go for another special 2, and that fight was so easy and so fun. I remember when this fight first came out, man, it was a lot of theory crafting. Who should we use? You know, I think Stark Spidey can do it, and there's some other options, and Kitty Pryde just decimating it with ease. No problem at all. The fight was awesome. So next up here we have a Venom with chitinous thorns and cutting wires, some other stuff. So bleed is going to be a problem. So I ended up making Kitty Pryde a horseman. Now we don't have to worry about the bleeds at all. We're bleed immune now. Now you're going to see, this was the first fight I had her as a horseman for, because I don't know if I'd say I needed it, but I don't know, maybe I did need it. I didn't test without it. There are some fights where, you know, I think I need a synergy, but I end up testing without it first to see if she can do it, which you guys will see later, we'll talk about later. But this was the first fight I brought the horseman for, and then after I kind of just kept the same team and just kind of kept Apocalypse, and I was like, why don't I just keep making her a horseman? You know, it makes my life easier going through the paths if she's a horseman. So yeah, some fights you'll see her as a horseman where she didn't need to be a horseman, you know, but she is. But yeah, this Venom fight, pretty simple. We intercept with Foresight. We don't have to worry about the bleeds. And yeah, gonna throw a special 2 here. It does some pretty great damage. And just so you guys know, all of the footage you're watching here is unboosted. No power back boost, no attack, no health boost, nothing. It's just straight up Kitty Pryde with some different synergy compositions, team compositions, free fight compositions, but no boosts or anything like that. There is some Odin pre-fights throughout the video. There are some Horseman stuff. That's the main part. So next up here, we get to one of the most challenging fights I'm going to face so far in 7.1. It's a Green Goblin here with Power Reserve, Red Line, and something else. So it's pretty annoying. It's going to be a lot of specials being thrown by this clown, Norman Osborn, which is... I have a new appreciation for Norman Osborn for having watched the new Spider-Man movie. But don't want to say anything else about that. I'm sure not everyone has seen it. But yeah, Norman Osborn. So it's going to be annoying. I go over... If you go over 2 bars of power too much, you lose all your power. And it's super annoying and frustrating. And I think it's going to happen to me at some point. So here, I'm just spamming special ones to build up my temperature. So I get off some big special 2s. Right there, not sure what happened. Boom, take a combo. That never feels good. Right there, I got too much power, so I lost all my power, which is annoying. And so for me, I don't like evading Green Goblin special 2. It's not even evading. I don't like baiting it out because I try 3-4 times to bait it out. He doesn't throw it, and then I give up, and then he throws it, and he catches me on a dash back, and he's caught me on a dash back numerous times throughout my MCOC career. But with Kitty Pryde, is a really unique way of baiting specials, and it's just dashing in to make the opponent think they can hit you with it, but I'm phased, so they throw it and then they miss. And it's right there, I tried to throw it and then it boom, it instantly vanished. I'm like, dude, that was when I was gonna throw it. Very frustrating. This fight was really annoying me, actually, because I don't like fighting Green Goblin. Like I said, that special 2 super annoying, catches me off guard. Right there, boom, he was trying to catch me off guard with his special 1, but guess what? We were phasing, so we're safe. But yeah, it's really easy to bait out special attacks with Kitty, actually. Boom, look at that. You just dash in, and they throw it, and you're phased, and so they miss. And then, boom, you got time to either evade the rest or block, get out of the way. So it's fantastic. Kitty Pryde's so good for evading specials and baiting specials. It's utility that you don't really think she'd even have. So right there, that's another way of doing it. Throw my special 2. After my special 2, I know my phase has a little bit of time left on it, so I just stand still. Just stand still right up in his face, and boom, he throws that special 2. It's just new ways and new things, new intricacies of playing Kitty Pryde that I'm noticing when I'm using her. And like I said, I was using her a ton throughout this, so I kept learning more and more stuff. So I feel like just doing all these fights is taking my skill with Kitty to another level, which is great. I'm really excited about the next war season with her. So that fight went off, actually ended up pretty good. So this was a fight that I wasn't sure if she'd be able to do or not. So this Vision Arcus is one of the most challenging bosses in 7.1. I'd say it's the most counter specific. Even like Dr. Doom was having trouble with it, getting a solo. Awakened Dr. Doom, I should specify, because he has the stuff with putting power locks on you. But with Kitty, we're just going to town. So there's power shield, so he'll only really take damage from special attacks like the Rhino we had earlier. So here I'm building to my special 3, and I'm just dashing in. I don't care. Look at that. Boom, he throws a special 2. Doesn't matter. Take it on the phase. It's insane what Kitty can do. So I would have really liked to have a mutant power boost here. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it without one. With one, it would have been a lot easier, but you can see we're doing it, man. We're already halfway. We are taking some damage right now that we lost all our prowess, but boom, get the prowess back, start phasing again, and we don't have to worry. Boom, keep dashing into those special 2s. We don't have to worry. I never would have thought Kitty Pryde would be an amazing option for Arcus, but she is. She's an amazing counter for a lot of stuff I wasn't necessarily expecting, and build my special 2, and it's so much overkill. It's so much overkill. I wish he had another couple 100,000 health that I could see what those last 2 hits would have done. We just destroyed that Arcus, man. Didn't even need the mutant power back boosts. Didn't even need them. I really thought we were gonna, but no, we didn't need them. That fight really impressed me. I was impressed with myself and Kitty after that one. So Next up here, we have a Red Hulk boss in this quest. I think this is one of the easiest ones. It's Power Focus, Foresight, Buffet, nothing crazy here. And some other node that gives Disorient, I think. It's fine, that's free healing. So, yeah, just gotta, again, the most challenging part with Kitty is just getting to 3 prowess. As soon as you do that, boom, now you can start phasing, now you can start getting in the zone. Then your next goal is to build to 10, as long as you have Tigra. And then, boom, now, easy game, easy life. All challenge is essentially gone at this point. You just, once you learn how to really play Kitty, it's, you know, I like to do 3 hits usually. Dash in 3 hits, dash back. I've heard of some people only doing 2. I always do 3 if it's like a normal situation. I only do 2 hits if it's a unique situation where only doing 2 hits is like really warranted. So in this fight, you know, Red Hulk is immune to Incinerate, so there's no point in going to special 3 and building that up. And since we have the Foresight, you know, I can get a big attack increase from there. So right there, boom, let him hit into my phase, and then drop the special 2. Fortunately, doing that, the Foresight Fury had fallen off. So if we line things up a little bit better, that special 2 probably could have killed. But it's all good. Boom, quickly get back to another one, and he's dead. So it was so easy, 99%. That one was no challenge at all. And then we get to Hulkbuster here. So jumping into this fight, it has, what is that node called? It's not Thorns, but it's when you crit, you take the damage back. And also the shocks are on us. So I brought Odin to protect against the shocks, but here I wanted to see first if she could do it without that pre-fight. So this is with no shock immunity, and again it has as the node that it's going to deal damage to us when we crit. But when we're phasing, we take no damage, so we're immune to that, all that shenanigans. So right there, that's a little sketchy. It's a good thing he didn't throw that special 3 yet. So I got off mine first, and now he's going to throw his, letting it hit into my phase to give me some more prowess, because I should have a decent amount of power. The great thing about this strategy is, yeah, look at my power. I'm already at 2 bars and 20 prowess, so boom, I can just throw this. My auto fight was getting turned on at some points when I was doing the skip special 3 button, which is kind of weird. If you guys don't have the skip special 3 button, it's just because this was recorded on the CCP beta where that's still working, I guess. Kind of. But yeah, you see these shocks, not a problem. The thorns, not a problem. Keep going to my special 3, baiting his special 3, just playing it, trying to play it safe. And yeah, this way I don't have to worry about his specials, and yeah. Boom, we got a long duration on that phase, so this is going to hit us, and then boom, we have enough power for our special 2. He was kind of blocking, we threw it when we were too far away, but guess what? Doesn't matter. We're unblockable. There's Hulkbuster dead. Didn't even need the shock immunity. It's all good. So yeah, that fight was great. Next up, we move to the next quest, and we have a Hella boss. So this is the one where Doom can just spam his Doom pimp slaps in the corner. It's got the heavy assault. I could have played this fight a lot better by not losing my combo, I think, because losing your combo messes with the, what's that node called, man? Lately I've just been forgetting all the names of the nodes. Like, I know them, and it's just the name it escapes me when I'm recording. It's only when I'm recording. Otherwise, when I'm not recording, I know it. But yeah, so she's got those regen passive charges. If I kill her, she'll regen back up to 20%. So here, yeah, I'm scrubbing up. I'm taking hits. Definitely not playing perfectly. So if I had to do this fight again, I wouldn't make those mistakes, because it's only going to make her keep coming back with more health. Each one of those regen things is 20% after killing her, and so yeah, that was definitely a blunder. She ends up healing a lot towards the end and keeps coming back to life. I mean, she is the goddess of death, so I mean, I guess it does make sense. Here we're lagging a bit, so this special was not unblockable, so it goes into her block. But even still, you see what happened there? I messed up. She blocked my entire special. Then when I should get punished, she dashes in, but she misses. So we're safe. That phase is just the ultimate safety net, man. It's the ultimate safety net, and it's one of the things that just makes Kitty so insane. She takes no damage with it, and you can't hit her through it because, like, you won't miss. If you have vigilance, you'll hit her, but you won't miss, and she still takes no damage, and she'll only get more power from those types of hits. So it's just insane. But yeah, so here she's just not dying, and I'm just getting annoyed. I'm like, dude, come on, throw those specials, let's go. Here we go, finally. I'm like, alright, I need to stop losing my combo and actually kill her. I was kind of just screwing around, to be honest, because with Kitty Pryde, I can just screw around because she's just that good. And here she's also Hella here is unblockable, which is fine. I wonder if I was paying attention to that. I honestly might not have been, because with Kitty, I mean, it doesn't even really matter. It's not like you're going for parries, anyways. You're just going in for intercepts and being invincible with your invisibility. So yeah, just gonna have to keep on killing her. Boom, right there. That's a little trick you can do with Kitty. I only advise doing it if they don't have power, because if they have power, then they can throw a special and that can mess you up. But yeah, you just dash in with the phase, then throw a heavy, and it's a lot safer if they're against the wall as well, because they can dash back, wait out your phase, and come back in and punish you. That's happened to me before. Okay, next up, again, one of my favorite fights in the video, we have a Weapon X. So he's got poison, vulnerability, aggressive. It's really just a big beefy Weapon X. So he's got about 600,000 HP. And again, no boosts, no power back boosts, nothing like that. No Horseman here, no Odin synergies or pre-fights, nothing. This is just raw Kitty with Tiger, always with Tiger. If you're not playing Kitty with Tiger, you're playing her wrong, to be honest. So as you can see here, it's when Weapon X is the most aggressive champion in the entire game when he's Berserk. That's a statement. It's not a question, it's a fact. He is. He's by far the most aggressive champion in the game. So that makes for a really unique interaction towards the end of this fight. So Weapon X has a unique ability where he can he goes unstoppable, passively unstoppable when he misses. So that makes you not be able to use Ghost. And right there, you see we got hit and we almost died. But we're going to hold on for dear life. We throw our special 3, we get that phase up, we can become invincible for a bit. This fight's not looking good right now. He is kicking my butt right now. But guess what? It's comeback season. So, getting back in this fight, intercepting, rebuilding up that prowess, slowly building to my special 2. He's in Berserk. Watch what's about to happen. So I'm going to do the trick where he hits into my phase. And look at him, he just keeps coming back in for more, and my prowess kept going up. Let's watch that back real quick. Let's watch that back. So watch that again. He hits into my phase once. We go to 25 prowess. Boom, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And special 2 just decimated him, dude. That was probably the sickest special 2 I've ever thrown. That was insane. That was insane, dude. That was like over 400,000 health gone like that. Again, no boosts, nothing. Imagine that in Alliance War. A Weapon X boss. I have Horseman, so I'm safe from bleeds if I mess up. Got an invul boost, got 200% mutant power back boost, got max boosts. Like, he's gone, man. And because, like I said, Weapon X is the most aggressive character in the game when he's in Berserk, he just kept coming back in for more, even though I was mid special attack. So that special was just ridiculous, man. Honestly, ridiculous. So we only had 2 boss fights in that quest. If you noticed, the one boss we didn't fight was the Juggernaut. I never tried it. I just looked at the notes and I'm like, I don't think Kitty's gonna be able to do this. You need to kind of be poison immune, have a fury buff, which I can get her a fury buff, but I can't get her poison immune, which I can phase to negate a lot of it. But then there's also a degen, and it's a Juggernaut, so he's going to be unstoppable, so I'm not going to be able to keep my phase up for 100% of the time. And I didn't think she'd be able to do it. So that's the only fight, and only boss fight in 7.1 where I didn't even try. I was like, yeah, I don't think she can do it. So next up here we have the Punishing Angel, which is a combination of the Punisher and Angela. And this fight, I'm really not a fan of this Mercy node. I think it's a pain, especially because I accidentally trigger it. Right there, you see we just phased through her entire special 1. That was sick. That was so dope. Phasing through just about any special in the game with Kitty is so cool. It's so cool, man. I love it. So yeah, we need to Dex to build up the Mercy, but I kept accidentally parrying to trigger the damage cycle with it, essentially. So here, I'm going to try not to parry and only Dex, and then build up to a big special 2, and hopefully just do some absurd damage. So just, again, slowly building up those Dexes, not trying to parry. We're at 7 now, 8, so we should have a pretty big window to attack. Our passive Incinerate has fallen off. I don't know what there we go, I parried there, so boom, we get it started, get hit by that special purposefully, totally, to get pushed into courage range, and drop a fat special 2. And she's dead, but she's Punisher, so she triggers the indestructible. So we just gotta wait that passive out, so I'm just gonna kill time, attacking her, throw my special 1, and it wears off, and boom, she goes down. So Punching Angel is dead. Now, time for the next mashup character. We have Carnage and Nightcrawler mashed up, which means for Night Carnage. So here I'm going to go ahead and apply the the Odin pre-fight Stormbreaker to gain the shock resist, because there's shock on this node. I don't think I would have necessarily needed it, but I just felt like throwing it on. Just that with the evasion, you know, I didn't want to have to worry about it too much. And there's also a healing reversal here, so yeah, I didn't want the damage to just stack up too ridiculously. So here, boom, we get him changed in the swashbuckling mode. Wasn't too difficult. Now we're over 10 prowess. Now the fight is essentially over. We just go in, a couple combos, and yeah, here to bait out the special attack. And yeah, I think 3-hit combos is really the way to go. That's what I like to do. Just go in, 1, 2, 3, back out, 1, 2, 3, back out, 1, 2, 3, back out, and it's so safe. You have phase up for that whole time, and yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot that can go wrong. Especially here, boom, right there. You see, we messed up our spacing, but he just misses. We're safe. I think I was trying to push him to his special 3 here, so that. Or I don't even think these guys have special 3s, so I guess there was no point in doing that. Maybe I was thinking that, though, still. But yeah, make him miss right there. Boom, go for the intercept, get back up to our 3 prowess minimum, start phasing once again, and boom, just get right back into the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, back out, 1, 2, 3, back out, 1, 2, 3, back out. Build to my special 2. And it should be all she wrote once we drop that. So, boom, let him hit into my miss before I drop it, and then boom, massive damage. Look at those 60k crits on the end there. And that's Night Carnage, another boss soloed. Then we have one more boss in this quest, arguably the hardest and most niche to counter, which is Electro Luke. So this guy has Electro's static shock ability, so you gotta use someone that can get around that, like Omega Red that can bypass it with his tentacles, or you know, Namor that can reflect it, or Kitty Pryde, who is just straight up immune to damage when she's phasing. So you'll see, as long as I'm phasing and I hit him, I take no damage back. Full counter to Electro. And make sure a total counter to this boss. The main thing that I need to look out for here is the arrogance node, which is whenever I get to an increment of 10 in my combo, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, etc, 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 we're going to get a passive falter. So I need to be careful of that. And obviously when I lose my prowess and I'm not able to phase, I'm going to take some of that static shock damage, which you just saw right there. It's okay though, because as soon as we start phasing again, we can heal that back with willpower. And I'm not worried. I'm a rank 4 champion. I'm not worried if I take some damage. You know, we got the health pool to work with. Right there, though, we mess up. We take a hit, and the combo party falls off, and we go down from 95% to 15%. And here, I'm peeing my pants. I'm like, dude, crap. This is not good. This is really not good. I'm almost dead. I'm like, should I just quit out? Should I restart? Should I try over? And I'm like, no. We got this, man. It is comeback season, baby. Let's just keep trying. We got this. I know I can come back from here, even from this bad of a position. Right there, hit an intercept, and then I'm just gonna chill so I can start phasing again. Boom. Now take no damage while phasing. Just gotta get back into that zone. Boom. Hit the intercept, and again, through those 3-hit combos are safe so that we don't take any of that shockback damage while phased. So just gonna keep on baiting this clown special 1, trying to keep an eye on my combo as well. Boom, get the 40, dash back. Now I just need to chill, let him hit into my phase 1 time, drop special 2. Lights out, baby. We came back. Very sketchy when I got hit right there, but it's all good. We made the comeback. I'm glad I didn't quit out and try again. I'm glad I just stuck in there. So Electro Luke soloed. Now moving to the final. Oh, sorry, man. I'm losing my voice. Moving to the final quest of 7.1. We have Ice Phoenix here with encroaching stun, cold fusion, all this stuff. So I brought Nick Fury, as you saw, he was on my team, but he's KO'd. I KO'd him on purpose so that I wouldn't have the synergy. I wanted to see if I could do this, because I brought the synergy to purify that cold snap. I want to see if I can do it without the synergy. So we're taking a ton of damage at the start, but then as soon as we get into phasing, you know, we negated a lot of it. I might have died if I didn't negate any of it, so that's kind of sketchy. And then boom, we also have encroaching stun. So I don't think I've ever used Kitty on encroaching stun, but I've wanted to try, because when we're phasing, we're stun immune. So that first encroaching stun came, and we had just enough time left on our phase to bypass it. I think Kitty Pryde can be really good for encroaching stun. I think I just need to practice more so I can really, by looking at the encroaching stun and knowing when to phase, knowing like if the phase will be long enough to make me immune. This is my first time ever doing it, so I'm just kind of guessing. But so far, so good. So I was thinking, I was like, should I go for special 3, or is she incinerate immune? I'm like, I don't know. Let me try. So I go for my special 3 here, and I think she does end up being incinerate immune. So yeah, I'm just kind of waiting out that encroaching stun, go in, boom, take a missed hit, then throw it. So boom, this special 3 is going to go off. We're going to be phased, have a really long duration on the phase, and we'll totally bypass this next encroaching stun. So yeah, no worries on that. And yeah, she is immune to incinerate. I'm like, okay, that was kind of a waste, because you know, Iceman is immune to incinerate, so it makes sense. This is, of course, Ice Phoenix, or it's Dark Phoenix and Iceman, which looks so dope. They should add Dark Phoenix as a trophy champ, I think. But yeah, still trying to get that. Boom, look at that. Perfect timing on the encroaching stun. I think I did a really good job on the timing, actually, for never having done it before. But if I was going to do it like an Alliance War, I would definitely want to get a little more practice in. But there you see, boom, I ran into her special 1, phased it, gained way more prowess, then boom, dropped my special, she's dead, and we didn't even need the Nick Fury synergy. We didn't need it. She did that without purifying the cold snap. Look at that. We took 59% cold snap damage there. Very impressive. I think that fight was very, very impressive. I'm glad I decided to try it without the synergy first. Okay, moving on. So we have Ghost Spider. Is that what it is? No, Spider Witch. Spider Witch. Ghost Spider, I think is what she's actually called now, right? Spider Gwen in the comics. So Spider Witch. So this has some crazy nodes. And Spider Gwen and Scarlet Witch together is kind of crazy too. So, you know, whenever we crit, something can happen. We can get our power drained, we can get debuffs to Scarlet Witch's abilities. She also has Spider Gwen's abilities, making her just insane on the evade. So this is pretty much the ultimate test to really see, does Kitty Pryde, can she counter evasion? And the answer is yes, with skill. It's not just straight up, oh yeah, easily she counters evasion, no problem, like Ghost does, for example, or like Nick Fury. It's like, yes, she can counter evasion, but you really need to be paying attention, and it's not easy. This fight probably took me, I think it was three attempts to really solo, and I think Green Goblin was 2, Hulkbuster was 2, and I think everyone else was 1. So far at this point. So she was definitely the most difficult fight for Kitty Pryde, and it's just, but after the first couple attempts, I got better. I think I just advanced my skill on fighting this crazy evasion. I'm pretty good at fighting evade, but the thing that really even screws me up even more here is the inverted controls on the special attacks. I hate that node so much, so it was kind of tricky for me, but I just tried to phase it for the most part, kind of get around it instead of worrying about dashing back. But you know, with Kitty Pryde, her whole thing is dashing forward to phase, but when they throw the special, it's inverted. So I got to keep that in mind with triggering the phase and everything. As you can see, you know, we have a lot of debuffs on us. When I'm not phasing, my health is declining pretty quickly. So I also need to keep the phase active. I have 5 poisons on me right now. Just getting unlucky with RNG. My health is dropping when I'm not phasing. So I really need to keep phase up. So here, throw my special 2. I'm hoping that it kills. It doesn't kill. I evade that special myself. Then with the inverted controls. Trying to get to 3 prowess to phase again. We're so close here. This fight, man, it's a tough one. It's a really tough one, even with Kitty. But as you see, we're able to do it. We come out on top. Boom, countering one of the most crazy evade fights in the game, and with all kinds of other stuff going on. Look at that. We took 50% damage just from the poison in the fight, and then also 24% from our poison. Which is pretty crazy. So that, I think that fight was probably like the most impressive for just Kitty Pryde actually like skill. That was one of the few fights with Kitty Pryde that I actually had to really try and actually pay attention and see what I'm doing. And then here we get here. This is the final fight of 7.1, the Big Bad Gwen Purian. So selective time stream. I thought this fight was going to be a problem. I originally thought this was going to be a problem. So going in, and I ended up learning something pretty unique that I did not know about Kitty, which you guys will see. I'll talk about it when it happens. So going in with selected time stream, how it works is she's going to heal the full, unless she has an incinerate or shock, but it's a debuff specific. So, you know, I'm thinking like, okay, you know, I'll just get my incinerate passive up and it'll be good. But then I read the note and I'm like, oh, it's debuff specific. That's why I thought it was going to make this fight a lot harder for me. Because I can have the incinerate passive up the whole time easily. So the plan going in is just try to out damage her. That's what I'm thinking. And I really wanted the mutant power back boost for this, but again, I didn't even have any. So I didn't even have any to use. So going in, I'm like, I don't even know if I can do this fight. Like, I was pretty unsure if I could even do it, but I was like, you know, I'm gonna try. So get that passive incinerate up. That's just to raise my temperature so that my prowess will just deal more damage, you know, once we build those up. And just baiting out her specials, letting that incinerate stack up. So now I'm going to go for some special ones. So again, just keep on building that incinerate up. I want to get to 400. I want the absolute max damage potential that I can get on my specials before I drop a big special too. Because I'm thinking like I'm just going to have to kill her like with damage. So right there, boom, really cool thing. Kitty, her incinerates expire 1 at a time. So right now, the passive incinerate is expiring, and as you can see, those incinerate debuffs basically are permanent, while the incinerate passives are going. So that's perfect. I had no idea it worked like that, or that was even a thing. So, boom, the incinerate debuffs are there, and it looks like they're going to be there for a while. So Kitty Pryde, actually a good selective time stream champion. So here, only had 16 prowess, but I went ahead through the special. Did some pretty good damage, took off, what, like 30-40%. I wasn't at full prowess, though. I could definitely get a lot more. But just a lot of power gain here. I didn't want to get too much, and I saw the opportunity, so I threw it. So the passive incinerates have fallen off at this point. So now, as you can see, the incinerate debuffs are starting to tick down. But boom, one just re-triggered. So that keeps going, and then it pauses the debuffs. That's one of the perks of having Kitty Pryde at signature level 200. And so here, go ahead, throw my special 2, hoping that this finishes it. And not quite, does quite a bit of damage, but here I have no incinerates. So if that selective time stream timer goes, she's going to heal the full. So I wanted to kill her quickly. Boom, she goes down, 144 hits. Wow. Kitty Pryde soloing 17 out of 18 bosses in 7.1. I think some really impressive stuff. I think Kitty Pryde is the best champion released of the year, as seen in my video yesterday. If you guys didn't see it, top 10 best champs in 2021 that was released. I think she's a little too broken, especially with that Tiger synergy. As you can see, she can just bypass so much stuff. It's pretty ridiculous. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. This one did take quite a lot of work and effort to put together. Just getting through all these paths to the bosses was really annoying. But I think it was worth it for this awesome video. So if you guys enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up for the hard work. And if you also guys want to see another part to this, 7.2, 7.3, various other bosses, Abyss, Labyrinth, X6, who knows. Let me know. Let me know in the comment section down below if there's any particular fights you want to see with Kitty, or just like another iteration video like this. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you think Kitty Pryde is a little too overpowered as well. That's gonna do it. Peace out, guys. Hope you learned something about Kitty as well.